Hi guys, welcome to A&B Homemaker, a place where we are redefining the modern homemaker through recipes, thoughts, ideas, and so much more. And today I'm excited to share some of my recent thoughts with you guys. So, as you all know, we are fully in the holiday season now. And for a lot of us, that includes figuring out how to navigate a new normal in a holiday season. And it is a time where we want to be with our friends, with our loved ones, with our families, and that can be especially challenging for those of us that are physically distant and can't travel and can't see the people that we love like we'd like to. And so we all know that this year has been hard. 2020 has come in like a flood of changes specifically. And so for those of us, even who have been safe and who have been healthy throughout the pandemic, who have been able to not only been kept by God, but our families have been kept by God, and we've really made it through, that doesn't take away from the fact that for a lot of us, change is really hard. Change is stressful, change is mentally and emotionally draining, trying to constantly navigate a world that feels so unstable. And so now we've come into the holiday season, which is typically a time for the lights, for the family, for the hot cocoa, the movie nights, for all of the fun that comes with Christmas and with being around family and being able to celebrate. And for some of us, that's going to look different this year. Whether you're only able to get with a fraction of your family, or maybe you're trying to figure out what your first solo holiday is going to look like, or possibly you're trying to figure out how to set up a virtual Christmas when really you'd love to be at the same table, eating face to face with your family, feeling real hugs instead of virtual hugs. And so, as I was thinking through all of these different things that we are going through as we try and navigate this new normal that we're all trying to adjust to, that is also changing itself, I started to look at the book of Job during my personal study time. Because whenever things get hard and whenever things are challenging, I like to go to the Bible to find an example, because the Bible is our life manual. And anything that we are going through, it has already happened in the Bible, because nothing is new under the sun. And if you are familiar with the story of Job, you know that he went through it. And so we see that Job is a blessed man, he is a wealthy man, and he is also a faithful servant of God. And in the blink of an eye, his entire world crumbles and everything falls apart around him. And it is interesting because this did not happen because he had some great act of disobedience. It didn't happen because he sinned or because he cursed God. It actually was a compliment. Job ended up having his life turned upside down, having everything crumbled, because we see in chapter 1 that Satan comes before God and he tells God that he's been roaming the earth, looking to and fro. And God challenges Satan and says, hey, have you thought about trying my servant Job, who is perfect and upright? And I know if you try him, he's not going to curse me. And so Satan accepts the challenge and he goes out to turn Job's world upside down. And he really takes his best shots at Job. We see that Job loses everything. It starts off with his cattle, his sheep, his camel, his servants. Everything is gone through a variety of really tragic circumstances. And in each of them, we have one servant that is able to get away free to come tell Job the bad news. And it is one servant after the other delivering all of these blows to Job. And we know that these are particularly devastating because Job lives in an agricultural society. So losing all of your cattle, losing all of your sheep, your camels, and the servants that help you maintain all of that really means that Job has not only lost the money that he currently has and the wealth and the assets that he currently is operating and running, but how is he going to build anything further if now he has nothing left? And if all of that wasn't enough, a servant comes and tells Job that all of his children have died. We see that they have perished, 7 sons, 3 daughters, all gone as a building collapsed and crushed them under the weight of the structure. And so this is easily a traumatic experience for Job, one after the other, getting hit with these kinds of blows, with these kind of devastating news. It would be easy for any rational person, any reasonable, logical person to fall out, to really just come undone. You talk about a nervous breakdown, this is a recipe to fall all the way apart. But one thing that really caught my eye when I was reading this was how Job responded. Job's response was not to have a nervous breakdown. It was not to fall apart, but he fell on his face and he worshiped God. The Bible says that Job blessed the name of the Lord, and he did not sin, and he did not curse God, and he did not talk crazy to God. And so that really challenged me to think about how I respond to things, especially knowing that while the book of Job continues on and we see him have lots of dialogue with his friends who challenge his actions and his thought processes, and his wife is challenging how he's handling things and how he's responding, but ultimately in the end, God, because Job is faithful, because even in the midst of everything falling apart, Job is still a faithful and upright servant. God rewards Job with not only giving him everything back that he lost, but doubling it. Everything that he lost, God gave him twice as much back. And so that really had me thinking about, how am I responding in these difficult times? And it challenged me, and I'm challenging you to think about, in the face of difficulty, in the face of everything being so new and change being challenging to navigate, especially when you just want things to be normal. And so I challenge you, and as I'm challenging myself, to be mindful of how I respond. Am I responding in gratitude? Am I still able to keep a spirit that is grateful, that still is able to bless the name of the Lord, even when it looks like everything is falling apart? Am I still able to keep my eyes on him and still be considered a good and faithful servant? And so as you are navigating this new holiday season with any changes that you are having to make in your personal life, as the world is continuing to change and new things are being rolled out from every direction, I challenge you to remain grateful, to respond in a way that shows gratitude for even having life, for what you do have, for what you have been able to maintain. And as we go into 2021 and we are preparing for whatever that may bring, I challenge you to continue to come to these challenges with gratefulness, with the ability to continue to bless the name of the Lord. So in the comments below, let me know how you plan on responding this holiday season and as we come into 2021. And are you going to be mindful of how you respond and respond like Job? And so I hope that you all have a blessed and a healthy and safe holiday season. And I hope that you all feel all the love of the Lord. Bye.